With me, I have Derrick Osaze, who is known as the punching preacher from Peckham. Could you please tell us about this new concept, Ultimate Boxer?
So the Ultimate Boxer is an 8-man tournament. It's a professional for 8-man tournament full of pro boxers, where you can fight up to 3 fights in one night. So it was quarters, semis, and final. Each fight lasts for 3-minute rounds. And yeah, the concept is basically to crown an Ultimate Boxing champion. So it's a great concept for us boxers. It's a great way to give us exposure, and it's a great platform to sort of build on to bigger and better things in your career.
You've had 6 fights so far.
Yes.
You've won them all. 5 on points and 1 on knockout. How have you felt so far with those 6 fights?
No, I felt really good. I've had a mixture of opponents. I've had some opponents who want to come to fight. I've had some opponents who rather come to defend. So it's been good. They've been good learning fights. I feel like I've progressed well based on what my coaches are saying. So yeah, I'm happy so far. But I don't let the record. I think an undefeated record in boxing means nothing. So for me, it's just making sure my coach and my manager believe I'm progressing in the right way. So yeah, it's been going well.
You're obviously of Nigerian roots.
Yes.
And we all know that Nigerian parents, stress the need for their children to get a very good and sound education. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so funny enough, I went to university. I got a degree in business management, and I did a master in sports psychology. Education was a big thing growing up in my family, obviously my culture. And I think it's great because if not for me going to university, I don't think I'd be the person I'd be now. And university opened a lot of doors for me in boxing, and also it just gave me something extra to add to myself. Do you know what I mean? It's important to do sport, but also it's important to make sure that you have other options as well, because there is life after boxing. Our career has an expiration date, so I'm not going to be boxing forever. So I do thank my parents for keeping me grounded, making sure I got my education first as well.
How did your parents feel when you told them boxing is the path you've chosen?
Do you know, at first, like any parent, they weren't exactly too keen on it, because obviously out of the love they have for you, they're worried. I remember my mum, the first thing she said was, "What about your face?" Do you know what I mean? 'Cause automatically, when you think of boxing, you think of, cuts and bruises and injuries, but fast forward now, they're probably the most supportive. My family are amazing. My parents are really supportive. They've come to my last fights. My mum even sits ringside, which is amazing. So it wasn't easy at first, but they've come around and they've noticed, they've seen and identified that, this is something that I'm taking very seriously. And I think, like, as a child, your parent may not fully support what you're doing, but as long as you take it seriously and they can see that you're dedicated, then the love they have for you will supersede every fear or worry that they may have.
Let's touch on that point. Your mom comes to ringside, a Nigerian mom at ringside.
Yes.
What is she like at ringside?
It's really amazing. I can hear her shouting. It's great. It's great considering that she didn't want me to box in the first place, that she comes ringside. She's just awesome to have. Like, my mum is always just making sure I'm all right. Like, when I come out of the ring, she's still getting used to seeing me after a fight. Like, the first thing she'll say is, "You're sweating a lot." And I'll be like, "Of course, I've just come out of a fight." But no, it's amazing to have her. Like, I love my parents so much, and it's great to have them in my corner.
Now, where do you hope this competition might take you to, this Ultimate Boxer thing?
Cool. I feel like the Ultimate Boxer is going to be a launch pad, because for me, the long-term goal is obviously keep moving up the rankings and become a world champion. So the Ultimate Boxer is a great way to get my name out there, fighting some of the best fighters in my weight class in this country, and then push on from there, hopefully get noticed by a promoter, get some proper support behind me, and just keep progressing in my career. So this is the launch pad. I feel like this is really the platform that's going to propel me to the next level.
There are a lot of boxers of Nigerian descent boxing in this country. What a time to be alive. We have obviously the main one, Anthony Joshua, and we also have someone like Lawrence Okoli. What does it mean having those boxers around?
No, it's amazing. It's amazing. I've had the opportunity of being around Lawrence Okoli when he sparred and trained, and I feel like there's just a great buzz with, Nigeria in general, with our sport, not just boxing, football, the music, entertainment industry. So it's a great time to be Nigerian and be in sport right now. And I really, really hope in future that we can put on massive boxing shows in Nigeria. We've got a national stadium in Abuja as well, and I think Anthony Joshua is helping us, carry the flag well. So yeah, man, it's a great time to be a boxer of Nigerian descent. So I'm proud, and you'll see my Nigerian flag on my shorts whenever I fight. So yeah.
Wow, a passionate Nigerian boy from Peckham. I love that. Now tell me, what was discipline like in a typical Nigerian family?
Wow, what was discipline like? Well, put it like this. I know how to keep my room tidy. I can clean, and you know what? I think the discipline growing up in a Nigerian household was just making sure the number one thing is you don't forget where you came from and you don't forget what you're meant to do. You know what I mean? That was the one thing my dad always told me. When I went to university, I moved out of home. He said, don't forget why you came here. Do you know what I mean? And I think the values that they've installed in us is, try and be the best at whatever you do. Dedicate yourself well, you know what I mean? Put your heart and soul into everything. Work hard and opportunities will find. And also have faith in God. I think that's another big one, My family have heavily impacted my faith in God, and that's helped me get to where I am today. So
let's concentrate on that faith. How deep is your faith? And talk to me about it more. Expatiate a bit more, please.
I think in a nutshell, I say it with all seriousness that if not for my faith in God, I wouldn't be boxing right now. Because boxing is a very hard sport. It's a very hard sport. Obviously, you guys see the outside, you see just the results, the fights, but there's a lot of sacrifice that goes into it. I've had to overcome a lot of setbacks in terms of injuries, missed competition. There's a lot to do with now the business side of things, which can be very stressful at times. So without God, I wouldn't be boxing. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like God led me to boxing because boxing changed my life. So in terms of how deep is my faith, very deep, because I wouldn't be standing in front of you now if not for God. So, yeah.
I know you're just at the beginning of your career, but let's sort of look into the future, God willing. Where do you see yourself in 2 or 3 years?
In 2 or 3 years, world ranked. By then, I would definitely like to box for the British title, box for the European title if I can as well. I'm pushing for world titles, man. The sky's not even the limit. You could punch the sky and go further than the sky, Beyond the sky, there's the moon. So I want to go all the way, man. World champion in my weight class, middleweight. Potentially move up to super middleweight eventually, win another world title then, and yeah, just use my success as a platform to inspire the next generation. So yeah, going all the way, man.
Growing up, which boxers did you admire? I mean, obviously apart from the Nigerian ones.
Probably a long list. It depends. Roy Jones Jr. is one of my favourite all-time boxers. Marvin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard. I wasn't even born in those times, but thank God we have things like YouTube now where I'm able to follow their careers, watch their fights. Ricky Hatton was a big inspiration of me because he was, I think for me, what stood out for me was just how humble he is as a boxer. Do you know what I mean? David Hay, there's a lot of fighters I can name. Mike Tyson, Ali, the list goes on. It depends on which category.
Do you follow any other sports by any chance?
Yeah, I do. I follow football a lot. Manchester United supporter. I actually used to be a football coach. Follow basketball, tennis. I'm just a sport fanatic. I love sport, but boxing holds a special place in my heart in comparison to other sports.
I wish you all the best going forward. Thank you very much for talking to me.
Thank you very much. It's been a pleasure speaking now. Thank you.